Hi everyone, in this video I'm just going to talk briefly about the plane sheets for the game. And I've got a printout here. Now this is an early prototype and there may be some things that I will change, the layout, the graphics, maybe even some of the numbers, etc. as I finalise the game. So this is very much a work in progress. But there's some things on the plane sheet that are worth calling out. Every single plane that you have in the game, and you have 4, will have its own sheet. So this is plane number 1, and this corresponds to the plane 1, which is always the top plane on the board. So plane 1, 2, 3 and 4, and each plane would have its own sheet. So I'm just going to move those off, but I just wanted to show that's plane 1, always the topmost plane. If plane 1 is removed from the game for any reasons, as a result of combat for example, then you can remove this counter off here and you will no longer be using plane number 1's sheet during the game. So if I just remove these here, we're just talking about plane number 1. Each plane in the game has its own sheet, as I said, and there's no game mechanics wise difference between the planes. The artwork on the counter is just for aesthetic reasons. I've done artwork for both Razorback P47s and Bubble Top P47s. It's entirely up to you which artwork you use in the game. I like a variety, but if you wanted to, you could have all 4 of the same type. You just print them out and mount them. It's entirely aesthetic. There's no gameplay implication whatsoever. Nice and simple. So let's just move this out of the way. So on plane number 1, now as I've said before in a few other videos, I like mounting my counters onto MDF miniature wargaming bases. These are 40mm by 40mm. You can get a wide variety of different sizes. I will provide the counters in different sizes to your preference. It's no problem. I've done that with all my print and play games. But I like 40mm because they're nice and chunky, and they look really happy with the way they turned out. I've done all the artwork myself for all the different planes that you'll get in the game, and you'll be able to see all the different artwork on the Kickstarter page. Just to go over the sheet, firstly, obviously plane number 1. You can name the pilot if you desire. You don't have to. It just adds to the narrative flavour of the game. You may decide to run several sorties with the same set of pilots. It's entirely up to you. Then we've got the pilot confidence track here that goes from 9 down to 0. That confidence track can go up and it can go down. It goes up and down as a result of combat. It can also go down as a result of hazards, collisions, etc. things like that. And they're all detailed in the rules. And in some of the videos that I've done, especially talking about, for example, the takeoff procedure or combat, I'll illustrate where the confidence will go up and where it will go down. Plus you can spend, if that's the right expression, confidence in combat to try and push your luck to see if you can get an edge in the combat against the enemy, either planes or ground forces as well. But that's detailed in the combat video, so please check that out. So again, I've made a counter, MDF counter here that I've used for that. You don't have to use counters if you don't want to. You could simply just put a dice on there if you want, whatever you prefer. It's entirely up to you. Then here we've got all the different components of the plane itself. Cockpit, fuselage, engine, both the wings and the tail. And each of these has a damage track. The damage track will always only go down. It can never go back up. And the planes all start here with the damage counters here. And again, it's entirely up to your choice. I've made some counters for them, and you'll get those on the PDF, so you can make them yourself if you like, or if you prefer, you could use any type of, you could use dice on there, for example, or any sort of counter that you prefer. The damage counters the track will go down as a result of combat. So, and as a result of any sort of potential collisions the planes may incur. And this, when you're in combat and your plane's taken hits, either from a result of encountering an enemy plane or enemy ground forces or flak, then you'll be rolling on a chart and it will tell you which part of the plane receives the damage, and you'll just move this track accordingly. If the damage counter goes to 0 on any single one of these, that plane is out of the game. That's not to necessarily mean it's destroyed, but it's not fit for the game's purposes, and that plane may return to base. There's plenty of photographic evidence of P-47 Thunderbolts taking huge amounts of damage. They are extremely resilient aircraft, and it is amazing the photographs that you can see of the amount of damage these planes could take. For example, photographs of the props, the propellers, with huge, great big holes in them, battered wings, and many accounts I've read of the ground crew and the pilots looking back at their planes when they've landed and counting the dozens and dozens of bullet holes in the aircraft. So to represent that, the damage values that the planes can soak up or describe is quite considerable. So, which is good, because the planes will be taking significant damage as you encounter enemy planes, enemy ground forces, and of course attack the objective at the end. And that's it. That's just an overview of the plane sheet. Like I said, you'll need one of these sheets per plane, so 4 planes, 4 sheets. If you want to make life hard for yourself, and there is a section in the rulebook on this, there's the number of planes in the sortie, the mission, if you will. That's again player dependent. So the game is for 4 planes, but if you want to make life very hard for yourself, have 2 planes or even 1 plane and see if you can complete the sortie with just a single plane. But 4 planes will increase the chance of success, and so you need to print 4 sheets. Each sheet is labelled accordingly. And again, there'll be a PDF in the game, print and play, where you can print out each of the sheet. As you can see, it all fits very comfortably on either a piece of paper for letter size or A4. So it doesn't matter. I've made quite a few print and play games now, and understood the process for people being able to print these sheets out at home, so it's no problem at all. But yeah, just a quick overview. Please do check out the other videos for the other parts of the game, so videos for combat, takeoff, etc., and how to set the game up, of course. So please do check those out. But thanks for watching. Thank you.